we're missing Mr. Munster Tiger, and we're going to wish him a happy birthday, so hopefully we'll jump on. So we will begin. We've got new offensive line coach, Mitch Rodrigue, with us. I pronounced that correct, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Everybody take note of that, Rodrigue. So, Coach, you want to talk about your offensive line really quick, and then we'll take some questions.
Yes, sir. You want me to just start talking, or are you going to ask some questions?
No, I said if you wanted to talk about the offensive line in general.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, so, till today, I think we've made some progress. I think we've gotten a little more physical than we started camp with, but we got a ways to go, to be ready to play a football game. I'm happy with the progress, but I'm certainly not satisfied. We got to clean up some missed assignments, and I think we'll be fine. We just keep going through the process of going through camp, and what our defense does for us is give us a lot of looks, gives us a great amount of looks, and then we can learn from it. So that's a good thing, but it also creates confusion with a young line, and especially with a new coach. So like I said, I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied. We got a ways to go.
All right, first question's from Brian Howell from the Boulder Camera.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach, hope you're doing well.
Yes,
wanted
sir.
to ask you about getting into pads this week. Obviously, you guys have had so much time on Zoom and in the classroom, and a number of positions can learn a lot that way, and I'm sure yours can too. But you need those pads and that physicality to evaluate your guys. So, how much has the last few days meant to you to finally be able to see these guys hit people?
Well, it's meant a lot, because number one, I didn't know, everybody looks good on Zoom, and everybody looks good with walkthroughs and things like that. But you cannot tell how physical a guy is, and when he put his face on someone until you actually get in pads. Zoom does not tell you how to get your hat place out, and things like that. So yes, it's just been great to be in pads and finally teach technique, fundamentals, and hat placement, things like that.
Let's go to Justin Guerrero from CU Sports Nation.
Hey, Coach, a couple days into padded practice, how pleased have you been with the element of competition just with your position group? I know you've got a nice mixture of returning guys with a lot of experience, and also some guys particularly looking like they'll play on the right side of the line that are looking to step up and see some more snaps this year. Yes,
well, I've always said, competition is the mother of success. There's no doubt about it. If we could create competition, then we'll get better for sure. To answer your question specifically, I think that Kanan Ray has been in competition with Casey at guard, but he's also been in competition at right tackle with Frank. I don't care if you play guard, tackle, center. We're going to play the best five. Until we can recruit the type of people that we want at each position, we got to find the best five, period. Whether you're a guard body, tackle body, center body, we're in a 20-man competition, or more specifically, I should say a 17-man competition to find the best five.
Let's go to Hart Pisani from the Sterling Journal Advocate. Hart, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Coach, in terms of pass protection versus run protection, do you think that the line is any better at one of those than the other right now, or anything like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, I think that we're a little bit better at pass pro right now than we are run game, and that's a bad thing. It really is. In my mind, it's a bad thing. I want to be more physical. I want to come off the football and create a new line of scrimmage. And you know what? Any big old fat guy could pass protect. All right, as long as he can stay in front of somebody. That's easy. All right, getting your IDs, things like that. But I want to get better at the run game, and I think that a little bit we're better at one than we are the other, and I think we need to pick it up in that area.
Let's go back to Brian Howell.
That probably wasn't a politically correct thing to say, fat guy, Now, I just want to preface that by saying I'm a real fat guy, so I'm talking to myself too.
Well, Coach, first I want to say I am a big fat guy and I can't pass protect at all, but I understand your point. I am curious. You've got a couple experienced guys. Will Sherman, particular, is a guy that played right tackle last year, left a couple years ago. I'm curious with him, is he at left? And then also your impressions of guys like Colby Purcell and Kari Kutch, guys that have been around here for a while and played a lot.
I'll tell you what, I'll start with Kari. Kari, to me, has been a breath of fresh air. He really has. I think from day one to right now, he is a totally different football player. I just left the field. He's got a trickle of blood dripping down his nose, and he is, keeping on. And I tell you, he has really picked up this game. I like what I see out of Kari. Doesn't say much, but he just brings his lunch pail and goes to work, And Will doing an excellent job at our left tackle position right now. I think since he's had to switch so much in the past, right side, left side, he's really struggled with some footwork issues, but we're working on that. But he's a really intelligent person, and he's a leader, and he's invaluable. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Justin Guerrera.
Coach, honestly, pretty similar question to Brian, staying on the note of your veterans, Will, Kari, and Colby. Just curious how those guys have maybe been a helping hand to you, just helping you coach some of the younger guys and get them acclimated to what they need to do and what they need to bring to the table every day.
Well, when you ask that question, the person that comes to mind is Colby for sure. Colby's like the quarterback of the offensive line, and he's really stepped out over this Zoom process that we've had the last few months and helped these young kids understand what we're trying to do. And since I wasn't able to meet with these guys personally, he's really picked that part of what I can't do. He's picked that up, okay, and he's done a really good job with that. Now, Colby does have some things that we got to get over physically, some bumps and bruises and things like that. But once he's healthy, I think Colby's going to be okay.
All right, Henry Chisholm, DNVR.
Hi, Coach. With the first scrimmage of camp tomorrow, how many players are you expecting to rotate in with the starting line? And what is just kind of your general rotation going to look like for the scrimmage tomorrow?
Well, unfortunately, right now, we have one guy that was in competition that's temporarily out right now. So I don't see much rotation taking place with the first group. However, there will be a lot of rotation with the second group at center and at right guard. But other than center, maybe with the first group, I don't see much happening there just because of the lack of numbers. We just don't have a whole lot of experience and a whole lot of older guys. So we just gotta get good at what we got.
Got two more for you, Coach. First, back to Brian Howell.
Yeah, Coach. I was curious with Frank Phillip, who I believe we're going to talk to here in a little bit. Both of the previous two staffs have really had high praise for him, and it seemed like he got a much-needed redshirt year last year. What are you kind of seeing out of him as he's gone through the first few days of camp, and as you've heard his mind over the last few months and what he knows about football?
Yeah. Well, I'll answer the second question first. He's got a lot to learn about football. Okay, having a year out has really hurt his development mentally. So he's got to understand why we do things. Right now he's learning how, but he's got to understand why. And so Frank is doing good. He's very athletic. He's exactly what you want in a tackle. But we got to mentally get better right there. So Frank's got a little ways to go, but he's going to get it. We got a long camp, and I'm sure by the end of camp he'll have it down.
And the last one for you, Coach, is back to Justin Guerrera.
Coach, over the last couple of days, we've talked to a number of your guys on the O-line as well as some of their counterparts on the D-line, and they both were kind of going back and forth complimenting each other just about how really they're just able to sharpen each other as a position group. How much of that sharpening are you seeing just from this defensive line group, just giving your guys a good battle and a good test every day at practice?
Right. I tell you what, I'm really impressed with our defensive line. They do a heck of a job. Coach Wilson does a heck of a job. He's got a wealth of a talent there, and Coach Wilson's very experienced at what he's doing, and he knows what he wants. So every day is a battle, and I like it because it makes us better. Definitely makes us better.
Great, Coach. Thanks for joining us today.